Hello everyone, this is Rabbi Dovid Zirkind with our weekly Parsha video from the RJC. And this year, when we study Parshat Lecha, the character that I'm thinking about and hoping that we can emulate just a little bit is the character of Melchizedek. The Torah tells us that when Abraham came back from war, he had saved the captives of Sodom along with his nephew Lot. And when he returns, he's greeted by two people, the king of Sodom and Melchizedek, the king of Shalem. The king of Sodom is the beneficiary of this victory. It's his citizens that are being freed and it's his spoils that are being returned. Melchizedek and the people of Shalem don't seem to have any direct involvement in the war at all. And the commentaries teach us that the goal of this moment and the way it's depicted in our Parsha is to contrast two very different leadership styles and two very different personalities in the king of Sodom and the king of Shalem. And so the Torah tells us that when Abraham returns and he's greeted by the king of Sodom, who is a transactional person, the king says to him, I will take the people and you can take the spoils. They split the difference because he's a transactional personality. What's in it for you? What's in it for me? Ten li hanefesh v'harechush kachlach is the give and take, the way that Sodom operates. Melchizedek has no benefit from this war whatsoever. He isn't invested in the winners and the losers. There's nothing to give and there's nothing to take, but he's still there to greet Avram Avinu because he wants to celebrate his heroism in rescuing Lot and these captives in their time of despair. Melchizedek melech shalem hotzi lechem vayayin. Melchizedek greets Abraham after the war not to figure out what he will gain and what he has lost, but to offer a small gesture of humanity. Abraham rejects the king of Sodom. He doesn't accept the profits of this war. He rejects the premise of the king's transactional personality. But Melchizedek's gift he accepts because Abraham appreciates this shared value, the respect that Melchizedek has for someone who cares about others and sacrifices for them. A small gesture from Melchizedek is far more valuable than any of the rechush, any of the profits, any of the spoils that the king of Sodom can offer. During these very difficult times when we aren't able to be with others and to provide services for others in the way that we used to, we don't have any rechush to offer, but there's a lot of lechem vayayin. There are small opportunities, little gestures, every so often in our relationships with others, little things that we can do to show them that even though we haven't seen each other in a while, we haven't forgotten about them. And these gestures are more crucial than ever. As we celebrate Parshat Lecha in Shul, which is traditionally one of our most enjoyable kiddushes of the year, we're thinking about how those gestures can't be replicated in the same way that they used to be in other years. We have to work twice as hard this year to emulate the relationship of Abraham and Melchizedek in our relationships with one another. Let's take small steps, but meaningful steps. Hotzi, lechem, vayayin, a small bracha, a sense of love, a sense of concern, compassion for others who need our humanity during this difficult time. If each of us can take a small amount of our time to think of a small gesture that we could offer to somebody else in the community, it could have a tremendous impact on all of us. Let's emulate that lesson of Melchizedek. Let's recreate that story in our own lives, and the results will speak for themselves. I want to wish everyone a wonderful Shabbos. If you're here with us at the RJC, we look forward to seeing you. If not, we hope to welcome you back to the shul very soon. Shabbat Shalom to one and all.